Hey guys, how you guys doing today? This is Kiodiekin, and today we're going to do another review and tutorial on Retropie using the Raspberry Pi 4B Plus. Of course, I am using the 4 GB model. It's a 4-core processor, and I just wanted to kind of cover a few things and tell you guys why you guys should definitely get another Pi 4 right now. It's a good time to invest and fully support it. So there are a lot of hidden gems that have been added to one of the latest builds called the Supreme Pro version. As you guys know, recently, or actually a couple months ago, I did a review on the Supreme OS, but a lot of those features are built into this unit. So we're going to go ahead and get into this and hope you guys enjoy this review. All right, so currently we are looking at Supreme Pro. This is the latest version released by the Supreme team, and most of the coding was done by We're Dirty Gaming. And remarkably, he was able to build this base entirely off of a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. So that's pretty much remarkable. I know that a lot of the other builds that he's released and the Supreme team has released was made on either a cell phone and also a little cheap $50 laptop. But one of the reasons why I know this is the best build that's out there right now is it does have a 64-bit operating system running in the background, which of course you can enable from the desktop using Pixel. One of the other hidden features that we do have is yesterday I was doing a little bit of experimentation with Sega Saturn, so I just wanted to show you guys exactly what this unit is fully capable of. Now, of course, here we have, as you guys all know, Sega Saturn is very hard to emulate. In the past, it's very hard for a lot of the single board computers to run, and honestly it runs a little crappy through Emulation Station. But however, we're going to go ahead and get into it a little bit later, but I just wanted to show you guys what we have here right now. I'm not going to play any games from it from Emulation Station, but you can activate a lot of the ROMs or arcade ROMs from the desktop application in order to get it to run and have a better effective rate as well. So we're going to go ahead and go to Pixel. Now we're here on the desktop, so I just want to kind of walk you guys around so you guys can see what you're getting yourselves into. Of course, I kind of covered this a little bit a few days ago with the Tatsunoko versus Capcom and the Dolphin. We're not going to take a look at that today, but this base build just by itself is about 25 to 30 gigs. So yes, just the base build, no ROMs, nothing else included, but the base build loaded with 93 emulators, all built in. So here's a few things you guys will get. You will get the scraper application, and you can execute that from terminal. Not sure if it's still working today. I know they were having some server issues just several days ago. So you can scrape directly from this. You have your Redream emulator, and of course we also have the Mesa drivers as well installed. And of course, this is also going to be a very good operating system if you guys plan on using this strictly for a desktop unit. So you have your accessories, you have your Debian reference, you have your keyboard, you have all of your configuration files. You could type on this and use it as a computer if you want. Now, one of the things I probably will experiment later is as far as installing some drivers for my printer to see if I can get that working. You have some other basic programs here. You have your systems tools. You have, in fact, let me go ahead and pull up, let's see here. I want to go ahead and pull up the task manager for you guys, just so you guys can see how cool this is running. Now, just in quick comparison, the official Buster operating system that releases for the Raspberry Pi 4, I think it still runs somewhere around 75 degrees Celsius, whereas this runs somewhere around maybe 42 to 45 degrees Celsius. So it runs a lot cooler. You don't have to worry about putting a fan or well, I still recommend putting a heatsink on it, but you definitely don't need a fan if you still just want to use this for as a desktop. No need to overclock. A few of the things you'll also notice is that you won't see at any point in this video a thermometer temps running. I don't think I've uploaded my original review of the Raspberry Pi 4, but even just basic usage, just plugging it in and using it as directed, you got thermal temps that would normally appear here on the top right of the screen. One of the other features is, of course, again, we did in the past do a video on the YouTube videos where you could stream 1080p fluidly and flawlessly, and of course we're going to go ahead and show that today. You also have your other programming tools over here. Let me pull back up my task manager. There we go. I'll leave it there so you guys can see it. Got your sound and video options. You also have Kodi. You have your programming, and of course, as I said earlier, you can run some games strictly from the desktop if you want to. Now, as I said before, you guys saw me running Sega Saturn, and even though Emulation Station is currently running in the background because I did not launch this directly into desktop, you can get better performance if you play the game strictly from the desktop without any Emulation Station running in the background, because this is a 64-bit front end. So comparing this, when I was playing running Sega Saturn using the Yabu's emulator, I did get better performance with Sega Saturn using this emulator through the desktop. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull up a little YouTube video so you guys can see. And we're gonna go ahead and let's see, I'll go ahead and pull up one of my videos. And of course, I don't have any sound running, so you guys won't hear any sound. I'm gonna pull up this video because I do know this is a lot of my videos are rendered in 1080p. Go ahead and maximize the screen here so you guys can take a look at it. And then of course, when I get the opportunity here, screen's maximizing, I am going to pull up Nerds for Stats, or Stats for Nerds. There we go. All right, now the important thing you guys do want to look at here is you want to look at the frames that's dropped. Go ahead and maximize this. Takes a little while for it to adjust. Go ahead and pause it just for a second. All right, so here we have the Pi 4 running on desktop at 1080p. So I had to pull away a little bit from my screen recorded video and show you guys something really quick. Right now I do have one of my videos playing. This was the Supreme 1-Up release that I did last year, and I wanted to show you guys something. These are the video frame rates that I'm getting dropped right now. And so a couple of days ago, before I started doing this review, I had about the same. I had a number of frames drop only because I had to maximize it and whatnot. But as you can see currently, while I had to pull away from the video that I'm recording and show you guys this, is that the frame rates actually stopped dropping. And the reason for that being is because, as you can see here, this is my screen recording software. I'm using Xsplit, and I'm using a video capture card. I'm using the Elgato HD60. And so the frames dropping is a result of me having to go through a capture card and screen record it. instead of me plugging it directly into the TV. Now, the other day I had about 5 or 6 frames drop, and as you guys can see, you're not getting a lot of frames drop. You're still getting some because I'm currently plugged into a capture device, and so just wanted to show you guys that. I found that's pretty strange. But if you do plug it in directly to your TV, you will get better resolution and better, less frame drops. But this is running really fluidly here on the channel. So this is my full screen 1080p Pi4 that's displaying over here. Right now, I am not capturing anything. As you see, it's paused. But even at that, you're still getting just a few frames drop simply because I am going into another device, and the Elgato HD60 still has to retransfer the image back to another TV. So I just wanted to point that out for you guys, that any reviews that you guys see out there or anything that I put out and I'm going directly into the capture card is still not the true performance of what the Pi4 streaming can do for you, or even the performance, because you are taking a performance hit if you are using a capture card trying to do either a video review or any type of gameplay. So just wanted to show you guys that in case you guys had any questions about this frame rate drops over here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and back to the desktop right now. Of course, this is my video that I released last year, back in May of last year or so. As you guys can see, the frame rates are currently going back up because I'm now recording and back in my Elgato system, live recording this. So again, I'm not plugged in directly to the TV, so you guys aren't getting the best optimal system, but of course, I just recently explained that. So let's go ahead and back out. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this just to see what type of performance you guys would get using or being able to stream videos. Very fast, very fluid. Definitely something that's remarkable. So let's go ahead and jump into something else really quick. We're going to go ahead and minimize this. And you see our CPU usage is very low. Only using 740 megabytes right now, so definitely not running a lot of, there's not a lot of PC usage going on right now. Let me see, let's pull up another application. We're going to pull up some of the Office applications. Let's see how they load. Let's pull up the Libre Office Writer. This is the equivalent to what you would have in Microsoft Office. Let's see, start. That was a previous project I work on. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and discard that. There we go. So if you guys want to feel free and type up documents on this, you obviously can. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other things. Oh, I also want to note, I know I haven't worked on my video yet, but there were some updates made to the Raspberry Pi 4. There are some new units out. So if you guys are planning on getting those, I'll do another tutorial or review on those new Raspberry Pi units coming out. But if you guys are using those with this, you should still get, as far as using the operating system of this equivalent, you should also get a better performance weight with this as well. They made some substantial changes as far as the power connectors and also the memory card. So we'll go over that in another video. But again, this is the Generation 1 Raspberry Pi 4, so there are some new units coming out. All right, so we got our Libre Office Writer here. We got Office. Let's see, what is Impress? Not too familiar with the Libre Office suite. I've used it a couple of times before. Okay. Let's click on something, see how fast it opens up. It's pretty quick. See if I can pull up another one here. And so I'll pull up another template. do a fax. All right, so then you have an option for fax if you guys want to go in there and do some other business things. Your name and location, footer. It's responding pretty fast. All right, let's go ahead and exit out all this. You want to override it? No. Let's go finish. Yeah, screw it, why not? Close. Close. All right, and again, we have our terminal. This is where you guys would go if you want to access the Dolphin emulator here. I already did a video on that. You guys can check that out. So overall, I'm really impressed with this base, not only because it was made with a Pi4, but for the most part, if you guys want to overall, you just use this as a desktop experience, have a cool functionality that'll give you exactly what you guys want if you want to use it in an office. This is a pretty good image to use. So I definitely give a thumbs up to this Supreme Pro image, which also has a 64-bit base and also has some of the drivers that Supreme OS has as well. But leave a comment or a like, the video below. Just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea about what you guys can expect with this. And of course, in the desktop mode, I do believe you will get both monitors if you plug in both the HDMI cables on the Raspberry Pi 4. So that's only in emulation station that doesn't support dual display, but on the desktop it does. But overall, I'm really impressed with this. I'd like to see exactly what else I can do with it. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I do want to show you guys before we go. I did talk a little bit about the Sega Saturn emulator, and to be honest with you, it does run like crap on the emulation station side of things. So let's go ahead and see what we can get with the Sega Saturn emulator on the Pi 4 running from desktop. I can tell you it does run a lot better here. In fact, I'll go ahead and maximize this for you guys. Now I know I have the volume off now, but Area 51 runs pretty great on the desktop mode for the Sega Saturn. So I'm still playing around with some of the buttons and settings as far as running the games, but you guys will be overall impressed just to see exactly how it runs and everything else that it can do. I did try some of the other games as far as Revolutionary X for Sega Saturn and some of the other ones. Some of them had audio problems, but it does run a lot better on the desktop side of things. Go ahead and exit out. Let's go ahead and play one more game just to give you guys another overall view about what it looks like. And go ahead and minimize it. And we're gonna go ahead, let me see, open ISO, go back. And let's pull up Die Hard the arcade. Again, guys, this is Kiodiekin. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys have a great evening. I will be back with some other tutorials to keep you guys posted about what's going on in the tech world. Hope you enjoyed this review, and you guys have a great day.